All right, what's on the bench? A complete antenna lab in one bag. Antenna, the NanoFarField, the NanoFarField. So it does far field radiation patterns. So anybody who's worked on antennas knows that you can't calculate the gain of an antenna unless you know the shape of the antenna, how the radiation comes out. If it just comes out in a circle, it's isotropic. And then if it has a lobe where most of the energy goes in one direction, then you have gain, okay? Like a lens focusing light and directing it where you want it. Antennas do the same thing. Now, usually in order to measure this, you need to send it to a lab. I've done that before. I'll put a link down below of how a commercial lab measures antenna. They have a fancy room and calibrated equipment. It's very expensive. I had one of the antennas that I designed done at a lab like that. Well, this is kind of the poor man's version, right? It is on crowd supply. They're trying to raise money for this project and get it going. I don't know how much it's going to cost. The crowd supply says the project is launching soon. It's from Germany, I believe. And anyway, here is the bag that it comes in. Nice, you can carry everything in here. So what do you need in order to measure these things? Well, you need a receive antenna, you need a receiver, you need some type of spectrum analyzer or vector network analyzer or something to make the measurements. You need something called a goniometer, which actually moves the antenna with angle. So you measure it here and move it, making measurements each time. You might want to do it over different frequencies. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. So how are these people attacking the problem? Let me show you that. All right, so this is the electronics part of the project. Now, you have to supply your own VNA, okay? They put a little Velcro tab here for you to slap your VNA on here. It does support several different versions of VNAs. I have this one on here right now, NanoVNA FV3. It supports this one. So you need to supply your own VNA, but it comes with a box. Well, what does the box do? Well, the box controls the motor. Okay, this is going to make all the measurements, but the box controls the motors. I've taken some pictures on the inside. There's some DC to DC converters. There's a stepper motor controller in there. There's a USB interface that goes through a Arduino Nano. So that's all what's inside this box, okay? Now, they also have a second box strapped to the outside, or actually bolted to the outside, which is over here, which is an amplifier. I measured the amplifier at 20 dB gain and input-output. So your NanoVNA outputs just a little bit of power, and that's going to get amplified by 20 dB that goes to your antenna that's being transmitted. And then the received antenna comes back into port 2. Okay, so port 1 is the output. It goes into the amplifier and goes out to the antenna under test. And then your receive antenna comes into port 2, and you do an S21 measurement on it. Okay. And then they have a whole bunch of software that wraps this thing all together and gives you a polar plot and does all the good stuff, does the stepper motor controls and all that kind of stuff. Comes with a power supply for the box. Comes with cabling for the antennas and stuff. So that's the next thing we need to talk about. It's the antennas. It comes with two types of antennas. It came with this one, which is a lower frequency. Do I have the list of frequencies? I don't have the list of frequencies. I think this one is 900 megahertz to some gigahertz or something, maybe 2 gigahertz. And then it comes with other antennas that are higher. They go to like 2 to 6 gigahertz, okay? So the whole box runs up to 6 gigahertz. All right, it depends on your VNA, right? Your VNA, if you have a VNA that goes to 6 gigahertz, then the software will support it. If your VNA only goes to 2 gigahertz or 4 gigahertz, then you'll be limited by whichever VNA you have. Let's look at the other antenna. All right, here's the other antenna. It's mounted on a device here that holds it. You can just pop it off, and whoa, and it's just dropped on the floor. Luckily, it's pretty robust. Anyway, they give you some 3D printed pieces that you can mount your antenna to. They give you the files also, all the 3D files, so you can print your own in case you do break it. And so this will be your receive antenna, okay? You'll put it on here, and then this coax will go to the VNA on the receive side. Or if you're at a lower frequency, you would put this one in here, and that's why the thing is wide in this direction. It'll hold the wider antenna in there, and this is the narrower antenna. All right. So yeah, log periodic dipoles on printed circuit boards. Comes with all the cabling you're going to need. And then you need to be able to hold everything. So let's show you that. All right, the tripod is included. Okay, so this is the receive antenna on its tripod and holder. So this is what you would get. And then the transmit antenna also has its own tripod. All right, and it also has a motor controller here. So it's on a gimbal. This is the goniometer that zips around, so it does a 360 scan of your antenna, and that's the way that one works. All right. It does come with 2 small antennas and 2 large antennas, and so just to get started, you can do a sweep of one of their antennas, or you could put your own antenna in there. I'm just going to use one of their own antennas and see how it performs. And so we'll use one as a receive antenna and one as a transmit antenna, and we'll be testing the transmit antenna. All right, but you could put anything you want here. It also comes with some other adapters. I've got one kind of zip tied on here to 3D print, or just to mount. There's some mounting holes here, so you could put a rubber duck or something on there. Now, one of the downfalls of this system is that it's really not set up to do anything, really anything less than 900 megahertz, right? So if you want to do a 440 antenna, or a 2-meter antenna or something like that, yeah, this system's not going to be able to do that unless you make some of your own stuff. All right, but as it comes in the bag, this is what it supports. All right. I did also open up their amplifier and took a picture of that. It's a 2-stage. It's all mini circuits equipment. It's a mini circuits amplifier, and it's a mini circuits T-bias for the power. So it looks pretty nice. Now that brings me to one point that I'm a little nervous about on this project. And that is that you are going to be transmitting at a certain power level into an antenna into free space, and it's going to be up to you whether or not you believe that is FCC compliant. All right. So you would need to do the calculation and figure things out, and make sure you're not interfering with anything. But that's just a concern that I have. Okay, so I say that we hook it up and try out the software. The software is definitely under development. To be perfectly honest, I don't like the software. It needs to get cleaned up. The software was written from the developer standpoint. It needs to be written from the user standpoint. And I'm going to make some suggestions to their team on maybe how to make that more user-friendly. And I think it's probably what people would expect this thing to do. But anyway, it does work. It is a bit cumbersome and difficult to use. It took me a while to figure out how to actually do it. There needs to maybe be some better training videos on how to use this thing. It is under development, I understand that. But yeah, let's turn it on, see how it goes. Over here, I have the device with the Nano VNA, and it is connected with 2 USB cables, one for the VNA and one for the motor. We have the motor on a goniometric gimbal, so we can watch it step angle here. Once it goes through its frequency list, you can see that it moved. I'll zoom in here. There it goes, moved again. So for each angle, it's measuring 11 different frequencies from 2.1 to 2.2 gigahertz. Probably could do a better spread than that, but anyway, you get the idea. And then this is the receive antenna over here. And so they are positioned across from one another. Of course, you would want to do this outside. You wouldn't want any reflections. Ideally, you would have it in a sealed, treated room like the big boys do. But this is, you know, the DIY poor man's version. So you would do it outside. Hopefully, you're not going to get any other type of spurs or anything in there doing it that way. So anyway, yeah, there you go. That's the way it makes the measurements, and it will go all the way around. All right, we're almost finished with 360-degree measurement. I think we have one more to do, and then it should home itself. And then we can do a polar plot. And that's what everybody's waiting for, okay? So it does do a polar plot. You can see there's a little bit of back EMF on the plot, a little bit of reverse. But mostly this antenna is very directional. And then you can go through the different frequencies. The different frequencies will have slightly different radiation patterns. Like, look at that one. That one's a lot of back on that one, and this one's atrocious. So it's working better at some frequencies and not others. Interesting. Anyway, you get the idea. You can also do a Cartesian plot, which are boring. Nobody wants to do those. Everybody wants the polar plots. All right. So I'm not sure if it showed on camera well the first time, so I'm going to go through it again. You can set up the device. You tell it which COM ports you have. I had the Nano VNA F3 on COM 9 and the motors on COM 8, so you have to set that up. And then when you go to measurements, you tell it what angles you want, 0 to 360 every 10 degrees. And you tell it what frequencies you want and how many steps in between the two frequencies. And then you do a reference thing, which call it kind of like a RF0, kind of takes readings from the VNA and says this is your reference level, and everything above that is relative to that measurement. And then you start the measurement, and there you go. Okay, well that was a quick review of this NanoFarField. And I'll put some links down below. You can get a hold of these guys and see if you want to support this thing, if you want to get one of them. And yeah, I mean, it is nice. It's completely automated, and it will do what you need it to do. Yeah, so go take a look.